At the World Gym that I go to, we have this lying abdominal crunch. This one's fairly common in commercial gyms in Australia and probably globally as well. And you can see here that as I raise that moving pad up, the resistance being offered by that weight stack isn't actually really changing much, if at all, by the cam. So that green line is following the cable. It doesn't actually move that closer or further away from the axis while we're doing the exercise. So the cam here really isn't making any difference in terms of resistance. It's not getting any easier as we're getting to our weakest point at the top. So as a summary of this ab crunch, this specific model, it's getting harder where we're getting weaker. So our temptation to cheat is just going up and up and up. And that's why there's a temptation just to swing this thing around and not really own the exercise. Another really common ab machine you might come across in the gym is a matrix seated crunch. Main positive with this machine is you're not required to overcome gravity. You're actually in a seated position. So gravity is actually going with you as you crunch down. It has these ropes that you grab onto when you're crunching down, and those can get a little bit slippery at times. And for people with elbow problems, it can actually cause elbow stuff to flare up. And I've experienced that with myself and clients in the past. There are a couple of hooks you can hook your feet on under the bottom of this, which provide a little bit of restraint when you're trying to lift heavier loads. Downside is, as you do increase the load, they're really not sufficient to hold you down. You always need someone to hold your knees down as you do this exercise. One other thing I've noticed with clients on this machine is there's a temptation to bend forward at the hips, which is not really what we're trying to achieve in this exercise. We're actually trying to achieve spinal flexion. So that forward hip movement, sometimes it can take away from our goal of the exercise. Really quick analysis of this machine. There's no cams on it. It's not offering me any drop off as I get to the short position. You can see there by the line of force, not really changing much. Where I'm getting weakest, where I would want the drop off, I'm not getting any. This Cybex ab crunch was actually the first machine I ever purchased. And I think I paid about $200 for it. And it was out in the middle of the bush in an isolated shed. And it wasn't in the best condition when I actually first bought it. This machine's quite nice just for a couple of reasons. One is it's got these handles you can actually push out into, as opposed to having to grab onto like a rope or another handle. So you're just pushing straight out. You can lock your arms out, which is really nice. Nice little foot plate you can push your feet into such that you're opposing that force, which allows you to produce more output. Gravity is working with you most of the way on this one. With this one, you can just lock in and load up your abs. Like the Matrix version, this one doesn't have a cam on it, so it's not providing us any drop off as we get to that short position. And just a side note here, if you want one with a cam on it, the Cybex Eagle version actually does have a cam. Overall, I think all three of these machines are viable options when it comes to producing more strength in your abdominals. Really just comes down to which one you have available. The Cybex VR3 is probably my preference because of that foot plate allowing me to push against it, and also that handle out in front really enables you to focus on generating strength, which the other two just miss a little bit, but there's still certainly viable options for building strength in your abs. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. Got any questions, put them below. I'll get back to you really soon.